probably what I call partner in crime. Is that a good one, Ernesto?
I think partner in crime or a brother from another mother, why not?
Maybe. We've worked together for a long, long time. Ernesto's been with the Juice Plus company for 27 glorious years. I have been my 30th year, 31st year this year, and I'm the Vice President for Partner Relations for the company on a global basis. And this, like I say, is part of our Global Club series where we're inviting 4 superstars from around the globe each month, where we can learn a little bit more in terms of what is a club business, building a PB business, why do I need to do that? There's going to be some other top tips as well, which is going to really help with the success of your Juice Plus business going forward. But I think first and foremost, Ernesto, probably we can go through a little bit in terms of introducing everybody on the call. I'll let you get started first of all.
Yes, I'm humbled with the people that we have absolutely from all over the world. And let me maybe introduce the first power woman in this group here, which is Nicole Scott from Canada. And she is a holistic nutritionist, mindset coach. She's been with the company since 2005 and built her business part-time, having a nutritional practice and having and raised 2 kids. So she is I would say, person that can do everything at the same time. She is, of course, a PMD Club 100 from Canada. I'm so happy that she said yes to us when we asked her to do this wonderful Zoom with you. So welcome, Nicole Scott from beautiful, warm Canada.
Nice to be here. Thank you. Yes, very warm. Balmy very warm. Minus something.
It's not subtropical over in Toronto, Ernesto. But let me go over to somewhere it's a little bit warmer actually, and that's over in California, Santa Barbara, and it's a good friend of mine, Joy Kelly. Joy, I've had the pleasure of running some Juice Plus marathons in Memphis, by the way. She's generally in front of me. I'm usually hanging on to her shirt. But Joy, of course, is a bit of an athlete as well. I'll tell you a little bit about Joy. She's a 100 Cub PMD Plus, like I say, from Santa Barbara in beautiful California. She's been with the Juice Plus company now for, I think, 25 glorious years, and she's a fitness professional. She's a former national aerobics champion as well. And she's basically always doing something together with fitness. She's a very, very fit lady indeed. But Joy is completely committed to people of every age for reaching their true potential in every area imaginable and living the lives they have dreamed of. So I hope that's a good introduction for you, Joy. Good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. And the next person in this great lineup that we have here tonight is Constance Ohanusi from EMEA, PMD Plus Club 100. A wife and a mother of 4 kids living in the UK. I've been back and forward talking and doing Zoom calls together with Constance. It's full of energy. She is really a power woman. She has business in 26 countries of the Juice Plus company, over 6,000 partners worldwide. And yeah, her motto is never give up, of course. I mean, she never gives up. She's always on the run. She's always doing 3-4 things at the same time, but she's managing everything. She's currently, I think, in Nigeria. And so we are really looking forward to this special lady here. And yeah, I'm happy to have you here, Constance.
Thank you so much for having me, everyone. Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Nicole and Joy. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to have a good time tonight.
Simon, you move.
Good to see you in Constance. I know you've been sort of trapped in Nigeria there as well, with not being able to get aeroplanes back to London, etc. So hope that works out for you shortly. Okay, over to our last guest, actually, which doesn't really need a lot of an introduction. I would say he's a very suave and sophisticated man to be dressed like it is at 6:10 in the morning in Queensland, and looking particularly fresh. Maybe he's not been to bed, but that's Bryan Marsh, who's a PMD Plus 100 Club. He's a father of 4 young children, so perhaps he hasn't had any sleep. Prior to network marketing with Juice Plus, he had a full-time position in a company that he ran for 20 years in digital marketing. And since starting his network marketing career, which is in February 2016, Bryan actually was really sort of quick to rise to our pinnacle position. It didn't take him very long at all. He did it in 8 months. What were you messing around at, Bryan? But he's very passionate about empowering mums and dads to start this online business. And so they can prioritize it, of course, with their families and their vision, of course, and enjoying life and getting success. So welcome, Bryan. Thanks for getting up early in the morning.
Welcome, Bryan.
What's up, Juice Plus? Pumped to be with you guys.
Anyway, let's get this started, Ernesto. I'm going to hand over to you first of all.
Yes, and let's really get this started. And maybe we start by interaction in the chat. Let's give some hearts, give some thumbs up to our amazing guests that we have here. They take the time, 50 minutes, 1 hour for you guys, sharing top tips, gold nuggets for all the community of Juice Plus out there. So let me hear, or let me not hear, but let me see some hearts floating by. And this is really energy pure. Okay, so let me ask the first question to Nicole. Nicole, the first question would be focusing on the business long-term, right, is really important in the Juice Plus business. But what do you say to the people that come to you, and this happens everywhere, you know, I want to have quick results. What do you tell those people?
Yeah, well, I think everybody, when they join, we all want quick results. We just live in a society where we want instant now, right? Instant satisfaction, instant paycheck. But I like to compare it to like online dating. You're probably not going to find your first, you know, your mate, the first couple dates you go on. This is long-term relationship building. Now, my personal story is I actually had to go on 50 online dates to find my mate, to find my partner in crime. And it's kind of like this business. You just have to keep on showing up until you find the right mate, the right partner that is aligned with your value. And, you know, they told me long ago, I've been doing this now for 15 years, is that this is a stable and lasting company and they're going to have your back, but you have to show up and do the do. And you just don't know when that next mate is going to show up. It's almost like playing Russian roulette, right? You're out there and it could be the next person you have that conversation with or not. And, you know, I've seen so many people, you know, come and go in this business because they gave up too fast because they wanted that quick paycheck. And one particular example, I brought on this unbelievable nutritionist that I thought she was going to get to the top and she was moving fast. And she tapped out at sales coordinator because it was getting tough. And I had this big conversation with her and I said, you know, just stay in line. That was always the advice from Jeff Roberti, right? Stay in line. But she left and what she left behind was a future IMD who rolled up to me that went, you know, that's on her way to 100 Club. And she left behind 2 other leaders and a 6-figure income. And I'm sure that that has happened to every single leader on here today, is they gave up too quick because they were looking for fast results. So if my message is stay in line, build relationships, and think of this as online dating to find the next real juicy mate that will be a lifetime mate. And that's what this business will deliver.
Ooh, yeah, I like that, the comparison to online dating. I never did online dating, but I can definitely imagine it takes a while. Well, at least I would not openly commit to that I did online dating. I like that very much. I like the way of Russian roulette. You never know who you're going to team up with. You never know who's going to go through the roof with you. I always say 100% of the people that fail in our business are the ones actually that give up, right? This is the message. I like it where you say you need to stay in the game in order to play the game, right? So thank you very much, Nicole, for that. And Simon, the next question is for you, or actually for Joy.
Thanks, Ernesto. By the way, I love that one, Nicole. And by the way, I've not done online dating, actually. I met my wife on an aeroplane. Anyway, what is it? Juice Plus, swipe left or swipe right? Swipe up or swipe down? Anyway, let's go over to Joy. A great question. I think this is Joy, really, because of course, this is part of Join the Club, which we're focusing on. and helping people get into a qualifying business. Why should our partners build a qualified business in the first place? And why should they sort of go on to focus on becoming a 3 club, a 6 club, 12 club, 24, etc.?
I love this question, Simon. I don't know if you saw me become a 100 Club back in
I did.
2010.
I remember. Yeah.
So I got to go on stage as Carmen Miranda, and I got to bring all my qualifiers up with me. And we actually did this we did a flash mob. It was really amazing. And Doug Barlow was up. Doug Barlow was singing, but I had a bunch of people from my team actually share their stories and what it meant to be a 100 club, but also does it mean to be a club? And I think that there's 4 things that it's really important to stress when we're teaching people about building a club. The first thing that we teach them is that it's in your economic interest, right? Most people that get involved in our business want to make a part-time income, and building a club is the first way to get there, to building that small side business that you've got that maybe provides for extracurricular activities, that maybe provides for an extra trip that you do, but really from an economic standpoint. Now, as you get a team under you, of course, you have to have a qualified business to pick up that extra bonus, right? So I had someone last month, this happened just last month, she didn't pay attention. She was only a couple $100s off from qualifying and her paycheck was cut in half. So it was a big aha for her to learn that. So there's an economic benefit. Of course, the bigger your team becomes, that part of your paycheck becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So it becomes a habit, right? That you're always qualified. And I love how some countries have that as a reward when you keep your business qualified. So I think that's great. The second thing is teaching. As someone builds a qualified business, they're learning, oh, this is how I get a customer. This is how I take care of a customer. This is how I onboard a customer. And then when that customer has great results, oh, this is how I start a distributor. This is how I take care of a distributor. So it's a great teaching experience. That's the second thing. The third thing is that everybody who gets involved in this business, I would say almost to the last person, whenever you ask them what they want out of this business in the beginning, they just say, I just want to help people, right? How many times do we hear that? I just want to help people. Yeah. And we get it. Everybody wants to help people. But when you have a qualified business, you basically, if you think about it, it's somewhere around, depends on your country, but somewhere around 35 to 40 people that you've impacted their health in a positive way. And if you look back at our ancestors, that was a village. That was a village. That was a small tribe. And so we talked about that. And if you want to see my 100 Club video, just go to YouTube and put in Joy Kelly 100 Club, and you can see it's a 3-part video where we talk about these villages that team members who built clubs have been able to do, the lives that they've been able to impact, the villages that they've been able to create. So you can think of every single club on your team as a small village whose life you have impacted. And that's the 4th point that I really want to make, is that it's a sense of pride. And I really want to instill that in my team members, that you building that qualified business is something to be proud of, and you don't ever want to let that go. And you want to share that with the people that join your team.
Fantastic. 4 great points there. I mean, I've just got a few down. Obviously, it's number 1, it's in your economic interest. Yes, you're going to start making some money from it, but you've got to be qualified to get your performance bonus on your team. Love the small village analogy as well, Joy. That is that you're, effectively putting small villages together. Sense of pride and achievement. Fantastic. Handing over to you, Ernesto.
Yeah. Make it a habit. This is what I wrote down. I mean, this is something that if you keep on doing this, if you keep on being proud of what you're doing, and that you cannot stop doing it, and you cannot, every month you want to have that qualified business, and then it's a habit, and you're showing other people how to also create that habit. I definitely love that one, Joy. Thank you very much. My next question would be for Constance. Constance, my question for you is maybe a little bit of a different one. But in your opinion, what are the 4 main reasons why people are not becoming successful here in our business?
I think Constance might be frozen with a connection at the moment. So,
wow, I love this question. Thank you so much, Ernesto, for this beautiful question. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you, but we don't see you.
Yeah, can you hear me right now?
But we hear you. Keep it coming.
Sorry about that. I think it's my connection. I actually love this question. Why people are not becoming successful in our business, right? People are not successful. Why? Because some people are not passionate about what we do. Our mission is what? Inspiring healthy living around the world. If you are not passionate in inspiring healthy living, in building successful people, supporting people, learning what we do, being motivated every day, you will not be successful. In everything you do in life, you have to be passionate. Passion takes you, even in your job, even in your marriage, in anything you want. For me, I've learned that passion meant a greater success. Since I became passionate, everybody that is watching today, everybody that is listening today, a lot of people make that mistake. Some people feel, oh, I'm passionate, but if doing everything they're supposed to do in their business, they are not passionate. So being passionate is one of the things that can make you successful. Being unpassionate can make you unsuccessful in our business. And another thing is consistency. We talk about consistency. We ask this question, and someone has answered the question about being consistent in what you do. People think that our business is get rich quick. They come in, they want to get that quick money. They want to get that. No, it's not. It's a business. A business means that you come in every day, do what you're supposed to do in your business, love your business in your business. This will make you successful. Another thing as well is action taking. When you take action in your business, it makes you, it goes a long way. Like, for instance, let me give you an instance. For me, I'm in Nigeria right now. I've had like 2 days of 1 week of like having no connection. But what did I do? I feel like something has been taken out of me, So me taking action, even if I don't have connection, but I still call my customers on the call. I took action despite that I still have time another way to be taking action every day. So taking action can just showcase your product. How many times do you live that dream of talking to more people, helping them to get healthy? Are you doing that? If you don't take action, honestly, you will not be successful in what we do. Another thing as well, I will encourage people to do that makes a lot of people to become successful, comparing yourself to people. Don't compare yourself to people. Everybody have, their time. Everybody have their moment. Everybody have unique on their own. Don't compare yourself, or you know what, you feel like you are not good enough. Face yourself as who you are. Come out there as you, not as Constance. You understand? So you are your own unique selling point. Everybody in this business, you are your own unique selling point. But if you are not embracing that uniqueness in you, you find out that people might not join you, people might not follow you. That might make you unsuccessful as well. Then another thing is another thing I will talk about today is about taking ownership of your business. I could remember when I joined the business, I started taking ownership of my business when I became in this business. I became active, and that's have been my motive, my motivation every day. That I am a part of that partnership.
Constance, I have to interrupt your story because the last part was not. We could not hear it anymore. So what we heard actually, Constance, was indeed the passion, and we all know Constance. Who knows Constance? It's all about the passion. I love also where people were actually summarizing in the chat what she was saying. Everybody had to really listen hard to what she was saying, but the passion was there, mission-driven, helping people, the consistency, be a marathon runner. It's not a sprint, right? And treating it as a business. I wrote those ones. Of course, the action taking, you need to take action. So those were one of the few tips that I put here, and up to you, and next to you, Simon.
Yeah, thank you. Constance, you might just want to turn your camera off. That might
Yep.
improve the connection, I think, as well from Nigeria. Okay, sort of, Bryan, we did this on purpose to leave you to sort of the last question, so you can have 15 coffees, Bryan, just getting up early. But listen, we keep hearing from lots of leaders that it's vitally important to be a real student of our industry. And I know you're really massive on this. How do you keep working on yourself? And what tips do you have for those that are really struggling to develop in this area?
Sure. Thanks, Simon. Thanks, everyone, for being on this morning.
And by the way, you've got Celine Egan watching you as well. So
I saw that.
11 out of 10.
Sorry, boss, if I say anything wrong. I think it starts with why, right? Why are you here? Why have you joined Juice Plus? And because I know some people join to get the product cheaper, some people join for community, for fun. To me, that goes into the category of it being kind of like a hobby. I joined because I wanted more. I joined because I wanted more for myself. I wanted more for my family. I wanted more for people around us. And it was about a month or two after I joined, I ran into a neighbor of mine, Keith Abraham. He has since spoken on the stage in the US, but he was a motivational speaker in Australia. And he was a neighbor of mine, which was awesome. But I ran into him at a coffee shop, and he said to me, people that create success in network marketing treat it as a business. And I was fairly new into this game, and I hadn't heard that before. But it changed the way I thought about what I was doing, because I didn't want to treat it as a hobby. I didn't want to treat it as just, being in here for having fun and creating community. I actually wanted more for my family and for the people around us. So my business mindset changed at that time. And I had been in business for about 20 years at the time. So in business, you need to stay relevant. If you don't stay relevant in business, you become irrelevant and it's game over for you. So I brought that mindset into this network marketing business. And how do I stay relevant? Well, I continue to learn and grow. I continue to innovate, because if I'm not, then I'm losing relevance. Okay, other people are growing around me and I'm not staying relevant or ahead of the game. So it was that mindset I brought into this business, that we need to learn and grow. We need to stay relevant. We need to continue to innovate to be able to provide a solution, because in my mind, this is all about solution sales. What's the problem in that person's life? And I'm providing a solution to them. So I need to stay in front of the game of being able to do that. So what's my tips on how to do it? Is find what you're passionate about. Is it leadership? Is it marketing? Is it some area of personal development? And just go to work on it, because what it's going to do is it's going to help you learn and grow. And when we learn and grow, right, we become more confident. And then when we show up and we get to talk to people and provide a solution to what their problem is, we do it with more certainty. And then it's that saying, the most certain person will always win. All right. And that's about building belief and building confidence. So find what you're passionate about and go to work on it. And it might be a podcast. It might be listening to one podcast a day, but you will walk away from that learning and growing. Or if you're not growing, you're dying. And what's the quickest way to learn something is to teach it. So whatever you've just listened to, jump into your team page or in a chat and just summarize that with people. Because I heard that when Jeff Roberti was speaking on stage talking about that. The quickest way to learn something is teach it. So we make it a plan that if we learn something, put it into action, go and teach someone. So yeah, that's kind of what I've got to say about that, Simon.
Thank you, Bryan.
Oh, and lastly, can I add one more thing? And this is why I wear this jacket, because I want to stay relevant, because I look at you and you are the most dressed person in Juice Plus, and Ernesto, look at him. So I want to stay relevant, right? So I went out and got this jacket for this meeting.
Listen, we're going to call you Mr. Relevant for nowadays. That's his new name. Some great tips there, by the way. Stay strong, stay relevant, continue to learn and grow all the time, of course, and find what you are passionate about. Listen, what gets you out of bed in the morning with a big spring in your step? Very important. I think for Bryan this morning, it might be 10 cups of coffee that got him out of bed. But anyway, thanks, Bryan. 6:30 in the morning over in Queensland. Hand you over to Ernesto now.
Yes, thank you very much, Bryan. I mean, I love also solution sales. You know, you are actually providing solutions. You're not selling a product, but what is this? What problem do they have? And then you're providing a solution. I wrote that down. Thank you very much for that, Bryan. The next question is for Nicole. Nicole, we still have, I don't know, what is it, 10 days till the end of the month. We all have the whole year in front of us, right? I mean, it's the best time to talk about what are your goals for 2021, right? And so my question is, what tips do you have for the 464 viewers here in order to jumpstart and kickstart their business in 2021, Nicole?
Awesome. So if you are a leader or have like one person under you, your people follow your speed. So how fast are you going? So what we've done with our team here in Canada, in the US, is we started off doing a vision board workshop. So our team all has a vision board. We have our goals set up for 2021. So that's the first thing. Where are you going? What is your plan? And then you break it down every single day. So we have a 90-day game going on right now, which is so fun and so energizing and so exciting. And for the people that want to play it at the speed that we are going, it's a private group and we post challenges every single day to make them feel like uncomfortable and almost like, I'm going to throw up. I can't believe you're making me do my first live. I can't believe that you're making me do my first TikTok. My kids are going to abandon me because I'm going to embarrass them so much. I mean, we are having so much fun getting uncomfortable. I did my first TikTok and my kids were like, OMG. I'm like, hey, I got to stay relevant. I'm this cool mom. And then from there, like, we are really encouraging our team to show up for a minimum 1 hour a day on the business, which I think is pretty realistic, even if you are working full time, to do kind of break it up. Maybe it's 4 15-minute intervals throughout the day. Maybe it's 2:30, or for me, I show up every single day on Zoom and everybody can join in for 1 hour and we work on our high paying activity. So our high paying activity is the first thing that we do is we always make sure that we work on ourselves before we get on the Zoom. So we are working on mindset. We are increasing our energy. We are doing our fitness. We are doing our high vibe affirmation. So when we are ready to go for power hour, we are contagious to the world. Okay, that's the first thing, mindset. Second thing is then you go on social media and you meet new friends. Okay. Right now, we are not meeting anybody in coffee shops here because we are in lockdown. So our new friendships start on social media. So you want to get good on making new friends. And then you meet those new friends. And what do? You invite them to an event. Right now, our team, I can't even keep up. We just had a meeting this morning and like literally our calendar is so full. We've got overview calls going on every day. We got health events going on all day into the evening, different time zones. I mean, there's so much. My brain is like, how are we even going to keep up? But the people that are showing up are showing up. And then we follow up with the people. They come to an event, they're excited, they want more information. Maybe they're ready to sign up and, and we just do the do. And then the last thing is we want to make sure that we're always taking care of our customers. Okay. Loving on your customers, taking care of your customers, because that is where your best partners are going to show up, is because they've had a positive experience with you. You loved on them hard. They love your energy and they know you're up to something and they want to join. So, and it's 10 days, like start now, like you can start your 90-day game now and grab a couple buddies and reach out to your upline and say, let's do this together, because you know what? The time is now. Juice Plus is on fire. I think you guys said we have like 7,000 new partners joining us every single month. Are you part of that energy? And if you're not, get in tune to that energy, because if you're not sharing it, your neighbor's sharing it and you're missing out.
Ooh, I love your energy, Nicole, and definitely some great gold nuggets coming our way here. Of course, what's your speed, right? I mean, everybody is following you, so you need to understand what your speed is. The vision board I set down, of course, everybody needs a vision board. For the people that still think that a vision board is not helping, I can tell you my 27 years and all these leaders that we have here, they all do vision boards. They do work. So, and you've heard it 1,000 times. So definitely vision board, goals, planning sessions, of course, high paying activities. This is what you hear across the board in all the countries. It's all about high paying activities. I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Nicole.
Another thing as well, actually, Ernesto, TikTok, right? I want to see you on TikTok, Ernesto. I've not seen that one yet. Bryan, Marsh, I haven't seen you yet either in that hot suit of yours as well. Listen, let's go on to the next question for Joy here. And I think this is something that's really just in life, because we've all got 24 hours in a day. It doesn't matter who we are. That's one thing. We're all thrown onto the planet and we get the same 24 hours. And what I've noticed with sort of successful leaders with Juice Plus, they really make the most of those hours. So Joy, this is a question for you, and I know you'll love this one, is how do you get the most out of that time? Like, how do you manage your time effectively, even if you're part-time in this business? What would your sort of 3 top tips be for managing your time for viewers tonight?
Yeah, I love this question because, you know, everybody on this panel is busy. All of the intros are like how busy you are. So what do you do with that time? And you're absolutely right. Everybody has got the same amount of time. And I love what Nicole said about, you know, asking people if they're serious about this to put an hour a day into it. And it can be broken up. A lot of times people say, I just want to do this on the fly. And that's fine for a lot of things. But I have found that my first tip is that you've got to set a schedule. You have to have a schedule, and that's power hours. Like Nicole said, my team has a power hour every day of the week. You can jump on, get help with your messaging, get help with your texting. I love your tips, Nicole. I'm going to incorporate those into how we're doing our power hours. I think it's fantastic. You've got to set a schedule for your personal growth. You know, Bryan touched on it, Nicole touched on it, Constance touched on it. You've got to actually set a schedule for when you're going to do that personal growth and education. You've also got to set a time for when you're going to learn technical aspects of this business, because there is something to learn. I mean, you would not even expect to work at a grocery store without having to go through some technical aspects of learning how to do it, right? I mean, you can't do anything without learning the technical aspects. So and I struggle with this. I turned 61 this year, and I'm just like, one more thing I got to learn. Now I got to get on TikTok. It's just like, what? But you have to do that. You've got to actually schedule when are you going to learn the technical aspects of your business. This is another one, scheduling follow-ups. So whenever you're off of a call with someone, when is the next time you're going to be talking to them? So the purpose of a call, I think, Bryan, I've heard you say this before, the purpose of any call is when's the next call? When am I talking to you next? When are you coming to a meeting next? When are we connecting next? And then I do want to say one thing about those follow-up calls is that I've seen a lot of people on my team take way too much time talking to one person. In my opinion, 15 to 20 minutes max. And if you're talking longer than that because you think, oh my gosh, this is such a great prospect, a lot of times they end up not being this great prospect and you just spent an hour with them. So whenever I get on a call, I'm like, hey, listen, I really am looking forward to talking to you, and I only have 15 minutes. So let's really be on point. Now, if they're one of those people that really needs to be loved on, that might be the first thing that I have to do, and let the red in me not get away from me. But it's really, for me, really important to schedule how much time I'm going to spend on those calls. The second thing is to find shortcuts. And we have so many tools given to us by the Juice Plus company right now. We in the United States and Canada have something called the Freedom Revolution. I don't know what you use in Europe and Australia, but if I died tomorrow, my team could build their business without me. Everything is there. Scripts, resources, social media resources, calendars, templates. It's unbelievable. One thing I've noticed that my team is getting better at is using email automations. Juice Plus does that for us, but there's no reason that you can't have an email distribution list. You don't own your Facebook contents, you don't own your social media contacts, but you do own your email list. So owning an email list and having automated, even if it's just to say, hey, thanks for joining as a customer. We have a lot of people using Teamzy. to keep track of what they're doing. And that's a great way to manage your time. One of my busiest distributors swears by that. Consider a different CRM, a customer relationships manager, if that one's not working. And right now, there's a lot of us that are experimenting with a platform called Project Broadcast. And this thing is a time saver. It takes some time to learn, but it's a time saver. So finding shortcuts is the second. And the last thing is something called the Pomodoro Technique. Probably a lot of you on the panel have used that. You probably are. I use it all the time, or I would make myself crazy. So the Pomodoro Technique is you set a specific amount of time, short, nothing longer than an hour, that you are going to work on a task. You're going to shut all of your social media notifications off. You're going to shut your email notifications off, and you're going to work on that task. I usually do 50 minutes on and 10 minutes off. Some people like to start at 15 minutes. You know, Nicole mentioned that 15-minute spurts, but whatever that time is, you're only doing that task. And then you're getting up and taking a break. You're having a glass of water. Maybe you're doing some yoga. You're doing something that's not related to the screen, that's not related to your business. You're taking a break, and then you're coming back to it. And if you can put together, if you're doing this full time, if you can put together several of those chunks during the day, you're going to get so much done. It's going to blow your mind. And if you're only putting an hour in every day, it's also going to blow your mind. That unfocused, that totally focused, uninterrupted time focused on one task.
Fantastic. I'm loving the energy on this call tonight. I mean, everybody just seems to be juiced up, Ernesto.
Absolutely. I love that.
It's really good. Listen, I've got a few things there I jotted down. Have a schedule. I mean, you've probably heard of it. Fail to plan. You're going to plan to fail. Jeff Roberti would say, listen, follow up, because the fortune is in the follow up. Say less to more people, what Joy's saying as well. And find some shortcuts there as well. Some fantastic tips. Over to you, Ernesto.
Yeah, and I wrote down some great tools as well. You know, the shortcuts. I love that. And what I hear from everybody, it's also all about the customers. You know, taking care of the customers and stuff like that. So great stuff. Thank you very much. The next question is for you, Constance. I hope you have a good connection. I see the picture is working, so the camera is working, so you're not frozen. Constance, every time we talk, it's all about also empowering women out there, right? I mean, there's so many women in your organization. I know it's a very important part of who you are and what you do. My question is, do you have some tips to all the women out there watching now? I mean, what can they learn from you? What is it with empowering the women out there?
Wow, thank you so much. I can remember when I joined the company, my vision was to actually empower women with this as a purpose for me in this business. And honestly, that has been my vision. That has been what I've been following to support women to become successful, to become independent. And for you out there, my mindset today, or whatever I can tell you today, is to join us. Let's empower women together, especially we women, you know, as moms. This is a great tool, a great opportunity that we can be able to be at home, still work, you know, on our business, still support our families, still earn from this business, still create a massive income from this business from our home. For me, where I'm coming from my community, is a community whereby women are supposed to be at home, men go to work. So when I found this business, honestly, I just like focused my mind that, you know what, I'm going to support my community, especially all over the world, in diaspora, wherever they are, to support them that, look, even if you have a child, if you can't get a job, you can be able to be successful by building Juice Plus business. So for me tonight, I just want to encourage you, let's empower women. You know, in my team, we say women empowering women. We are women coming together, embracing freedom, knowing that we are good enough, no matter even if how many kids you are, you can still be a sunshine, you can still flourish, you can still shine, you can still be sunshine to your family. So I just want to encourage everybody, let's get together, because together we stand, together we can do this, together we can embrace our beauty, together we can embrace women, because we are beautiful, we are amazing, and we can do this together, and we can still support our family all over the world, wherever we are. So let's empower women. Thank you so much. Women empowering women, that's our mission.
I salute and also clap for that. Women empowering women, absolutely. And I must say, if you look at the Join the Club Zoom calls that we do, and if you look at all these calls, women are very successful in our business. It's, of course, Bryan is very successful and there's other very successful men, but women are very successful in the business. I love what you said. It's easy to stay at home and do the business, still taking care of the kids, but also build a part-time business on the side. So thank you very much for those wonderful tips. Join us is what I wrote down here for all the women out there. Thank you very much for that, Constance. And back to you, Simon.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Constance. That's some great reply to those questions. By the way, we've still got people joining us here for this call. I've just had somebody join. It's called the First Lady. It's inauguration day. Maybe she wants to come on and join the club. I don't know.
Why not?
Anyway, listen, last but not least, the wonderful Bryan Marsh. We're going to finish off with you, Bryan. We've made it an easy question to finish off for you as well. Listen, we are a mission-driven company. Of course, our mission, which we've heard early on tonight, I'm going to repeat again, that's to inspire healthy living around the world. What does that mean for you, Bryan Marsh? And how do we really integrate that into our teams?
Simon, thank you so much. That is a great question. And you know what? I feel like I'm only successful because I want to empower women too. I want to empower mums. So if you're a guy in this business, you need to be focused on that too. I think when I joined, what made a lot of sense to me, I'd done some Simon Sinek work. You know, people buy why you do what you do, not what you do. And so that, and in my other businesses, we were very focused on the why, very focused on a mission, very focused on our vision. So people buy where you're going. People are not going to buy what you do. So for us, when we show up with people and we provide a solution, it's about taking them on a journey and going somewhere. Did you know that high performance people, it's 30% more likely to be a high performing person if you're attached to a mission? Who wants high performing people in their team? 30% more likely to be high performing if you are attached to a mission of where you are going. When we first started, we wanted mums to be more than a mum. We were very focused on mums because that's why I joined, because my wife, being a mum, wanted more. She wanted to get out of the house. She wanted to learn and grow and find, it was a hobby, I suppose, in the beginning for her. She just wanted to do something, but we saw what it could be for everybody around us. So our mission, our vision was very focused on helping mums, empowering mums, helping mums to become more than a mum. But we could only do that if we aligned with the Juice Plus mission, all right, of inspiring healthy living around the world. So those two things together is what lit us up on our mission, our vision, to go somewhere, to create something, to help people become more. How do we do it when people join our business? Well, we wanted to create a culture of people being a product of the product. Because if they weren't transforming their life through our amazing product, we knew they weren't going to attach themselves to our mission or our vision and weren't going to be on the journey with us. That was the most important thing. Make sure they take the product, make sure they understood the product, make sure they fall in love with the product. But from a business point of view, if they're not taking the product, they're canceling the product. If they're not taking the product, they can't build a successful business because they're always having to find new customers if they're not educating people on taking the product. So that was number one, is make sure they're taking the product daily, right? Make sure they fall in love with the product. Then we wanted them to document their journey. Go and tell the world what the product, what our programs have done for them. And that's the way we attach them to a mission of helping people, of inspiring healthy living around the world, of helping mums become more than a mum. And when we found that when people attached to those missions, they stayed in the business longer, they became more passionate, right? They showed up more. They were wanting to help people. They weren't focused on themselves. They were focused on other people. And when we implemented that into our business of being focused on the why, on the mission, on the vision, our business changed. They transformed, their life got better, their life changed, and they went and told the world about it. And that's, you know, that's kind of how we were able to get people attached to this amazing mission of what we do. Thanks,
Fantastic.
Simon.
By the way, I can see you love that subject, by the way. You could talk on that one for a long time. I know that, Bryan. So I heard this a long time ago, actually, and of course it's still relevant. It's that find your why that makes you cry. Sounds a little bit corny, a little bit cheesy, but that is something that is going to truly root you in this business. When somebody comes along and gives you a slap, whatever it might be, you're so rooted, that is it. You are staying there because you know your why. And then, of course, what Bryan says is, have a love affair with the Juice Plus company, right? Fall in love with the products and become a product of the product. And I can guarantee you, if you're a product of the product, you will not be leaving the Juice Plus company. I can guarantee you. Ernesto, what did you pull out of that?
Cool. Help people to become more. I mean, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that what we all do? I always say the mission of the company is actually building the vision of the company is building a long-lasting company that helps as much people as possible realize their dreams. This is what everybody else is doing. Every partner out there is helping other people realize their dream. I like the mission where you said it's like the glue, you know, the people will be high performing because they're on the mission with you. So many things in there as well for me, Bryan. And yeah, I see it also, Simon. You could talk for ages talking about that topic. So great stuff. And I must say, what a great energy. You know, sometimes you have these calls, it's like you're sitting all together in the living room, talking a little bit about the business, and you forget the 500 other people that are also watching, right? So this was truly an amazing evening for me.
Fantastic. I mean, what I would like to do, just as we finish off, I would like you to put in the comments one comment, one real great sort of thing that you've learned tonight that you're going to take away, that you've gone, you know what, yes, that is going to change my Juice Plus business today. I've just heard it, right? I'm going to go and implement that right now, and that's going to happen for me. So maybe put that in the comments. That would be great, I think, for all of our speakers to see. And it's been amazing today, actually. I mean, we've got some really, really golden nuggets from this, haven't we, Ernesto?
Yeah, I mean, it's all coming your way. The only thing that you should not do is turn off this Zoom, go back to your couch, turn on the television, and go back to your normal life. You should actually not be able to do anything else but thinking, processing, and start working on your business. There was so much value in there for me, but also for all the other people. Look what the people are writing here in the chat. So definitely, it's all about action, taking these points and actually implementing them into your business.
Here's your greatest fan as well, Joy. Dougie Barlow is saying, stay relevant. By the way, what a great call this has been. We want to advertise the next call coming up as well, don't we, Ernesto, which is on the 17th of February. Please put this in your diary. If you have something organized on the 17th of February, cancel it. You need to be on the next call we're going to have with some other superstars, which we've got. There's a flyer going to be coming out shortly for this. It really is some fantastic stuff that's going to help your business move forward, isn't it, Ernesto?
Yes, it's joining the club. It's actually becoming a successful entrepreneur. It's all about that. And no matter where the people are in this world, we are all united by this wonderful mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. And if you listen to Nicole, Joy, Constance, or Bryan, actually, this business is not very different where you are. It's all about doing those things that you need to do, and then also you can become very successful. Maybe in a year or two, or in 5 or 10 years, we sit together with you in a Zoom like this, and you think about, wow, and I was a Partner Plus in January 2020, and now look where I am now. So this was a wonderful Zoom, and I could do this for hours now. So let's do another hour. What do you think, Simon?
No, I can't. I need to go. I'll have some burnt food in the oven for my wife. Anyway, it just leaves us to say a huge thank you for Nicole, Joy, Constance, and Bryan, who looks sort of fantastically dressed that early in the morning. Fantastic speakers. Thank you to our audience today as well. It's been terrific to have you guys on board from what is a busy day with inauguration in the US and things going on. You were here to see this, join the club Zoom. Thank you for joining, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the next one on the 17th of February. We'll see you then. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Your day, and your morning.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
See ya.